Yo, this is audio from Virus Recordings and you're listening to Bass Island.
So finally I'm here in Milan with Audio. Welcome to Milan.
Thank you very much. It's good to be here. Thank you.
Okay, so now we can finally all enjoy your great track, Burn It Down, currently on Beatport's Top 10. So what's the story behind that track?
It's about 4 years old and I played it. I just happened to have it I went through my CDs and I changed my CD wallet up occasionally, take old ones out and new ones in. And I just swapped it over and I put it in there and I was playing a party and I thought, I'll just drop it. I haven't heard it for a long time. I wrote it 4 years ago. And Henry, Forbidden Society, ran up to me and was like, what is this song? What is it? I need to know. And I was like, dude, it's like 4 years old. It's me. It's ages ago. He's like, can I release it? And I was like, well, I don't have the MP3, I don't have anything, I just have the CD that it's on. But if you want it, you can have it, and that's the story of it. So yeah, it sounds like old me because it is old me, but it's just, that's why it's, yeah. So that's the story basically.
And you have just played at the very first UKF in Italy in Rome. How was that?
Yeah, it was really good, really good. Yeah, really, really good. To be honest with you, all the parties in Italy, I've never had a bad one. You know, and I'm not just saying that because I'm here, but it's just the honest. They're always good parties. People are always up for partying. So yeah, it was just another great party. You know, just to add to the list of great parties I've been to in Italy.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. We're still breathless from your monstrous album Soul Magnet, which exceeds even Genesis Device, something which we all thought would have been impossible. So tell us a bit about how the album came together.
The album came together quite quickly. I had a few tracks done. I had the 2 collabs with Inside Info done, and Optical rang me and said that if I want to have an album out in this certain amount of time, I've got to have it handed in like 5 months. And I had to write 7 tracks. Obviously more than that 7 tracks to try and pick and choose. So compared to Genesis Device, where it's kind of really fluid and I just went from one tune to the next and it was all very nice and just, it flowed really well. Soul Magnet was like deadline, and in honesty, in my heart, I didn't feel that it was going to be as good as Genesis Device. Like because I didn't have that time with it. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
I could go, yeah, it's ready, you can have it now. It was kind of, yeah, go, and it was done. So, but then for it to be released and then to get the response that it did was really, it was really humbling. It was really cool. And it just proved to me that I could kind of take a few chances and do different things and people still kind of get it and accept it from me, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I've started a new one. I've already jumped straight back in. I'm 4 tracks into the new one. Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah, I can't help but write music. I'm a drum and bass producer. It's what I do. So I don't spend years on records. I just do a record, and for me an album is a snapshot in time of where I am musically, where my head is, where my life is, and what I'm into at that time. You go back to some of the great rock bands and they'll have like 25 albums. It's not like 3 albums in their whole career. They just keep writing music and every year they put something out, and that's where I want to be.
I see. Talking of Inside Info, you frequently work and play with Paul, Inside Info. So what sort of musical synergy is there between you guys?
To be honest, like the hookup with Paul came really, really naturally. Like, I loved his tunes, spoke to him on AIM and was just like, dude, we should get together. And he kind of felt the same way. I'd never actually met him before until I got off the train and got in the car with him. Like, we'd spoken on AIM and on the phone, but not actually met in person. So the first day we went into the studio was the first time we'd met. So that was quite interesting as well, because it just worked, And I think the tunes kind of relay that, like you can kind of tell that we were vibing because the tunes came really naturally. And they sound great, and yeah, he's a good guy. And now he's signed on Virus he's just done a 12 with Matthews, which is just insanely sick as well. So yeah, it's good. I'm really happy.
Is there a specific hidden meaning behind the title Soul Magnet?
Yeah, kind of. Like, yeah, kind of. It's just you know, for me, like drum and bass is kind of my life. I know it might sound cheesy or cliche, but from when I heard a sped up breakbeat at like 160 plus, kind of early hardcore jungle, it changed my life. Like it seriously changed. That and a bass line together, just something switched in my head when I heard that, and I don't know, I just still feel the same about it now. So for me, music, you know, drum and bass it's my soul. It magnetizes. I'm just drawn to it. So for me, I just wanted to make an album of soul magnets, you know, for other people to feel, you know, that they could kind of, you know, and a magnet, you know, a magnet brings things together. Yeah. So, yeah. That's
very nice. Yeah. And not only you're regarded as one of the very best drum and bass producers, but also as a very skilled sound engineer. So would you mind talking us through your studio setup?
It's very, very basic. I have a powerful laptop, like everyone does, or you know, I run Studio One is my main DAW, and it's made by Presonus. Not many people use it. A lot of people are Cubase, Ableton, and you know. So when I say it, a lot of people are like, "What? I've never heard of it." But I love it. I run that, a little MIDI controller, sound card, and the key to my studio is the Adams A77X monitors. My room is fully acoustically treated, so yeah, that and the Adams, you know, I could fart in there and it sounds good. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not being biased, but it just, you know, it's just got that tone, and it just enables me. And plus, I've been in that studio, in that room, for 10 years.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So I know.
You know perfectly.
I know exactly because I've cut so many records in that studio, where it was like, there's not enough bass. Okay, next one, more bass. Snare's not loud enough, and then you work out what works and where stuff needs to be. And yeah, it's like anything. It's like your job. You go to job. Sooner or later, it becomes. You don't have to think about it, and yeah, it's like that.
What is it that you like in Studio One particularly? It's quite new. It's quite like you were saying, not many people use it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's kind of like Cubase, Logic, and Ableton all together. It kind of takes the best of both of them, of all three of them. It's just very intuitive. So the key to writing music is getting an idea down very quickly. So if you have that idea, the quicker you can get it down so you can hear it and it sounds, the more vibey the music is going to be, and the more, you know, they're the best tracks, the ones that you get down really quickly. So if your software can enable you to write music quicker and faster and get those ideas out of your head before they're gone, obviously that's a better thing, you know. And for me, yeah, it was the first one that kind of was just like, da-da, you know, and obviously, and it sounds great, it sounds amazing, so yeah.
Do you also like to use analog gear, or not at all?
I used to. I mean, like when, you know, I'm 34, I'm 35 this year, wow. I didn't want to, I've never said that out loud before, 35, wow. So the first time I went into a studio, I was 17, so I've been doing it like half my life now. So when I first went into a studio, it was, you know, an S4000, an EMU 64, a big desk, you know, reverb machines, sound modules, Proteus sound modules, and Roland JV3080s, and you know, it was just racks of equipment. So yeah, but I always felt really alienated by it. Do you know what I mean? It was just such. That's why I got so much admiration for the old school producers that actually made a name for themselves on that equipment. Because to get that equipment to sing and to do the stuff that they did really takes some fucking, you know, in my opinion, it's really hands-on and it's really time-consuming, and it takes a lot of dedication and a lot of time to do it. A lot, you know, now we're spoiled. Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah, everything is
the best EQ, this, that, the synth, bass, done, drums, the best drums. It's easy. People are spoiled. Back then, it was a fucking art, you know? It was an art.
What is your advice to up-and-coming producers to get the best from their mix downs?
It's like the obvious stuff. EQ the stuff you don't need in a sound. If it's not a bass sound, and you don't need it to be weighty and have any, you know, if it's just an effects or a, you know, like a reverse cymbal, put a low cut, you know, EQ on it, and the same for the other way, put a high cut on. That's the best way, making room for your mix. Everything Everything has to have a place. You have a certain amount of room. You've got a box, and you have a certain amount of objects that you need to fit in that box, and you need to stack them in a way that it all fits together nicely, and you're not left with any bits over the top, or there's any gaps. If that makes any sense to you, it's all about placement. And there's so many tutorials now. People know where the kick drum needs to be at 100 hertz, and it's best that 200 to punch through, and your sub goes. People know that. It's just doing it and testing it and finding your own way of getting there. You can give someone so much help, but it's actually at the end of the day they have to find it themselves. If you know what I mean. Like I was taught and I had people around me, but it was only when I started doing it myself that it actually went into my brain, and because they were teaching me their way.
Right. Yeah.
Do you understand? And it's a very personal thing, making music. Everyone gets to that result always a little bit differently. So it's a very personal thing. So yeah.
So you said you're working already on new tracks. So what else is next for audio for the next couple of months? Let's say before summer.
The rest of this year, I'd say. I've got like 4 remixes coming. I've done a remix. I can't say the tracks now, but I've done actually people know the tracks. So I will. I've done Black Sun Empire and Noisia Lead Us for Black Sun Empire. I've done Empire for Counter Strike. I've done Bump in the Night for Dom and Roland for his remix album project that he's doing. That he's putting together. He's getting like 11 artists to remix 11 tracks off his thing. What else have I done? What else have I remixed? What else? I can't remember the other one. I've just handed in my EP for Blackout, which is Black Sun Empire's new label. Yeah. So I've just handed my EP in for that, which will be coming this year at some point. And I got the album. So there's probably there's at least like 8 or 9 bits from me this year coming, at least.
Wonderful.
4 on the EP and then 4 remixes, so 8 bits, and then like I said, another album at maybe the beginning of the year, not the end, maybe February, March time
of next year,
if I can get it done.
So we can't wait. Thank you very much. Have a great show tonight.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Cheers.